People often ignore stress in themselves and in others. Instead of recognising stress, many people push themselves to work longer and harder. Stress is how our minds and bodies react to tension, difficulty, and other negative factors. Long-term, ongoing stress can lead to serious physical and emotional consequences. It can also affect relationships with family, significant others, friends, and colleagues. Stress can have a variety of physical effects. These can include muscular aches and pains, chest pains and tightness, fatigue, stomach problems, and trouble sleeping. Some people suffer only one or two such physical effects. Others can struggle with more. The physical effects of stress can easily add up over time and can develop into even worse psychological effects. A person experiencing stress can start to feel anxious, depressed, and irritable. Stressed out people often feel overwhelmed and may lack motivation or focus. Stress can also lead to sadness, depression, and difficulty maintaining relationships. Stress can also affect how we behave. Stress can make people tired all of the time, which can then lead to overeating. The sadness and anxiety of a stressed out person can lead people to using drugs or alcohol as a way to escape how they feel. They may start to withdraw from family and friends. All of these things have an impact upon how they feel physically. When stress continues over a longer time period, people can fall into a vicious cycle where they feel bad, so they feel more stressed. The physical, emotional, and behavioural effects of stress will also worsen over time. This can lead to more serious effects such as cardiovascular disease, depression, anxiety, gastrointestinal problems, obesity, eating disorders, and more. Now, it's important to understand that stress and suicide can be linked. Suicide, however, is rarely a sudden thing. A person who is stressed will have felt stressed for some time. They may experience some or all of the effects that we've already talked about. As the stress continues, some may reach a point where they just don't know how to deal with it anymore. This is when a person may become suicidal. People can feel stressed and suicidal for many different reasons, including their job, their relationships, or other aspects of their life. Many people who commit suicide will suffer from sleep difficulties, perhaps also depression, anxiety, and potentially other symptoms of stress. A person who is feeling increasingly stressed or one that is feeling suicidal should always seek help. But that's easier said than done. A stressed or suicidal person may not want to reveal how they feel. Stress, anxiety, and suicidal thoughts can increase feelings of embarrassment, and that can lead people to feeling misunderstood, as if no one cares. If you feel overwhelmed, stressed, or suicidal, ask for help. Speak to a trusted family member, friend, or colleague. Many organisations have helplines and online chat services to help. As a friend, family member, colleague, or acquaintance, we should always be aware when a person exhibits any of the following signs: excessive sadness, sleep problems, expressing feelings of hopelessness, withdrawing from friends, family, and work, changes in personality. Do they suddenly act differently? Changes in appearance. Do they seem to be neglecting personal hygiene or dressing very differently, not appearing to care about their appearance? Have they had a recent trauma or crisis? This can increase the likelihood of suicidal thoughts also. One of the more important signs is that a person is suicidal and close to seriously considering suicide when there is a sudden calmness. They may have been anxious, agitated, and upset, but suddenly they act calm. This can be because they've made the decision to end their lives. Many people with suicidal thoughts will think about plans or make comments about suicide. If you hear someone making comments like this, listen to them. Don't dismiss their words as attention-seeking behaviour. Don't assume they're joking. What then can you do to help someone who seems suicidal? Don't leave the person alone. Call emergency services if and when you think they might have taken something. Talk to them. Encourage them to seek help from organisations that provide help. Speak to their doctor. The important thing is to get them to a trained professional as soon as possible. Never think they'll be right or I'm too embarrassed to say something. Always offer help and be there to listen.